Hey everyone and welcome back. In this video we are going to start to create a way to contact two users to each other. So to do that, let's say Mitch is going to try to contact with Masood. In this case, Mitch will set an event inside Masood's child called latest event, and the value is going to be something like this. The type is going to be start call, something like this. And when Mitch writes stuff on latest event of Masood will get notified. And on the way back, Masood will write something on Mitch's latest event. So it's like a socket programming. They are contacting each other this way. So let's go back to our application and create our data model first. Let's call it data model. It's going to be a data class and it will have 5 parameters. Sender is going to be string and it's going to be null initially. Target is going to be string, cannot be null. Type is going to be data model type, which I'll create in a second. Data is going to be string object and it's going to be null initially, and timestamp is going to be long, and the value is going to be system.current time in millis. So let's create our enum class data model type, and the types are start audio call, start video call, offer, answer, and ice candidates, and end call. And I'll create an extension function for our data model that checks its validation. It's going to return a boolean, and we will check if current time minus this event's timestamp is less than, let's say, 60 seconds or 60,000 milliseconds. It means this event is still valid. But if it passed more than 1 minute, then we don't use this event. So let's go back to our Firebase client. I'm going to create 2 functions to interact with other members. Number 1 is subscribe for latest events. And it's going to get a listener, so I'll create an interface called listener for that function, and it's going to have a function called on latest event received, and it will return an event from data model type, and it will have a listener of type this listener. And the next function is going to be send message to other clients. First we will get the data model as the message, and as the second argument we'll get a function. We'll get a callback with a boolean and returning type of unit. So let's start with send message to other clients. To that, let's convert our message to the JSON object, to JSON, pass message, and here I'll copy the sender to current username, which we know it will not be null anytime. And then using wref.child message.target, as you can see, we imagine Mitch is going to write on Masood's latest event. We use the target, which is Masood, and pass the latest event field name to it, like this, the child latest event, and set the value to converted message. Also add on complete listener and add on failure listener. In this case we'll call a success and pass true to it, and here we'll just pass false to it. And let's go to the subscribe for latest event. I'll wrap the whole scenario inside try catch block. Inside here we want to set an event listener inside my own current username, which is here. I'll say, hey, this is my username, and I'm going to set a listener for my latest event like this. wref.child my own username and child of latest event, and add value event listener. And for the listener I'll pass an anonymous class, my event listener, and override on data change. And in this case, first I want to convert back or deserialize that string to a data model. So event is equal to try and catch block. In this case, it will return null, and you want to check what's the error. And here I'll just use from JSON and pass snapshot value to string. For the data model, I'll just pass data model class.java. And then after that, I'll check if event is not null. Then I want to use my listener and call on latest event and pass it to it. Okay, so now we are going to our main repository and create two functions. For those two functions inside my Firebase client, and inside my main repository, I'll create a function called init Firebase. It's going to be a public one, and using my Firebase client, I'll subscribe for latest event. I'll pass an anonymous class of Firebase client .listener and implement the members like this. First, I want to notify my main service that is using this main repository using its own listener interface. This is going to have function on latest event received, in case if it wants to update UI or anything like this. So we'll pass the data to it. Then we will create an object of it up here, var listener of type listener. It's going to be null initially, and right here using this listener we wanna notify that hey, there's a new event, what you gonna do with it. And then we decide using when statement and passing events.type to it, that's how to deal with it. So I'm gonna import else branch for now. I'm gonna pass the unit, but in case of like start call or answer or offer, we will decide to interact with our WebRTC client later. So now let's go back to our main service and set up in this section. I'll first inject my main repository like this, and then first main repository set the listener to this class and let my main service implement the latest events received. And then I want to set up my Firebase clients like this. So whenever we start our service, we should be able to see if there is a new event is coming inside our main service right here. So if I log it here and print that event, let's create a log tag up here and then run our application and also put this one here. We should be able to detect whenever our latest event variable is changed. So let's go back to our Firebase Realtime Database. Let's log in first. I'll log in as Masood. As you can see, the data model is something like this, and if I change it here like hello, we should be able to see a change, and the type is null since we are not passing the right case to it. So let me copy this one instead, start audio call, and we can see there's an audio call is being set inside our latest event, and we are ready to work with this new incoming event. So that's it for this video. On the next video we will start negotiating with other user to start a call. Till the next video, see you everyone.